We're being recorded. Okay, so welcome back to our team meetings. I'm so excited. So we're going to start having these every other week again for the rest of the summer. So I needed a little break to kind of like hone stuff in and figure stuff out. And I am also we're going to have a really cool guest speaker coming in August. She is not a Beachbody coach. She's actually a life coach. And I've been working with her. And so she's going to come in and she's going to do a private session with us, which is a really big deal. And so I want you guys to be really excited about that. It's something that I paid for because it's worth it. And you guys are worth it. And we are killing it as a team in general. So I'm excited to bring her in. Her name is Monique Scripp. Feel free to look her up, but she is my coach that I hired because I didn't have one. So she's beautiful, wonderful. She used to be a Beachbody coach, but she no longer does that anymore. So let's go over a summit recap and then we're going to get into the fun stuff. So summit was, let me just mute everybody here. Hold on just a second. Mute all, allow them. Yes. Okay. So summit was pretty cool. Virtual summit was pretty freaking cool. I don't know how you guys felt about it. It's way different for those of us who have been to live summit compared to virtual summit because virtual summit's cool. Live summit is like steroids compared to what virtual summit is. And I literally cannot, I know I told you guys this in the chat, but I can't even tell you, my heart like shakes when I hear the music for summit. And the reason why is because I know the feeling of being in that arena and that energy of being surrounded by 25,000 other coaches. It is unbelievable. You guys think it's cool when we're together in these team meetings and virtual gym, and if you've been to a super weekend, all those things are really cool. This is unreal when you're there for your first time, especially. I know when I went for my first time, I did go with my coach, but she was over it and she kind of left me to my own devices. So I was going to everything alone. But when I came back from that summit, not only was it a hard experience because I did everything alone, but I knew that I was going to take my business to the next level and take my team there the next year, which I did. And we had 8 people there. Is that right? Something like that. 8 people there. My next summit. My goal for the summit after that was to bring 20 from our downline. Obviously, the sea happened, so that did not come to fruition. But this year I'm shooting for 35 from our downline to be there. This is going to be an amazing event. So if you are thinking about this, stop thinking and get your freaking ticket. It will change everything for you. It will help you reach goals outside of Beachbody. It will change your attitude towards life. It will change everything, your outlook on everything. So the sale price for summit tickets ends today. This is the cheapest you'll ever get a summit ticket. If you are a new coach within your first 6 months, you have a chance to hit Success Club 5 3 times in your first 6 months to get a free ticket. But don't wait, buy your ticket, you'll get reimbursed. It's worth it. So you're gonna hear that from me until the cows come home, because we're gonna have team t-shirts, we're gonna have a team dinner, we're gonna have photo shoots. It's gonna be everything. I have to get a drink of water. Sorry, hold on one second. I have like this.
So I know that I've told a couple of people this, but and Sara is obviously selling Summit very well. But it was my first Summit was my first. Like I signed up at the end of the year and then went to Summit the next summer, and it literally, like me and Sara cannot even tell you what the experience is like because it is like something that you have never experienced in your entire life. But when I say that it lights a fire in your freaking soul, I went to Summit a very shaky diamond, and that was in July. By August, I was a diamond coach, a very strong diamond coach. So if, like Sara said, if you haven't been thinking about it, like stop, just buy the ticket, let it freaking light you on fire and propel your business into what you want it to be.
Thank you, Becca. She always has my back. So the other thing that I will tell you about Summit is that it takes a lot of planning. And so as a team, we have to make sure that we all get hotel rooms. I got my registration link today for hotel rooms. So there's a good chance that if you're a newer coach, you're not going to get in the same hotel that I'm going to get into. And the reason being is because you're going to get registration links later. That's why it's imperative to move your business forward, because you get the opportunity to get things earlier. It's awesome. So I'm also going to recommend everyone read or listen on Audible is actually better. The book GoPro. And it's not about the camera GoPro. It's about how to go professional in network marketing. And it's a really good book to learn the basics and really hear some truths about how to make this work. So please listen to that on Audible. It's like 2.5 hours. It's not going to take you a long time. I've listened to it 3 times in the last couple of months, and I get something new from it every single time, and I love it. So back to Summit. So some little recap things with Summit. I thought it was so awesome to hear our company closing the deal on a lot of sustainability for the world. I thought that was absolutely incredible, that they are in 2022 going to finish their project they started in 2019 for completely recycled packaging. And they are cutting down on all of the booklets and all the paper and all that stuff to get rid of all that stuff and go digital so that they can help with saving trees. And that, to me, I don't know about you guys, but being from Vermont, like, I'm kind of crunchy. And that is like lights me up to hear that stuff. And I'm always complaining about all the packaging that we're getting. So I loved hearing that. I also thought it was really cool that they donated $1 million to an inner city Chicago, I guess it's like a kids organization for inner city kids so that they can create like this massive like athletic center for them, like basketball courts, tennis courts, a swimming pool, also provide healthy meals and supplements that they need, all for kids that would not ever have access to these things in the city. I thought that was also incredible. I was like crying during this stuff. I don't know about you guys, but I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited to be a part of something like this. And that is all because of what we do as coaches to keep this company growing. And Carl did that as a celebration for going public as a company, which is a huge thing, you guys. I don't know if you guys all understand what that means for our company, but basically that means more resources going towards us getting more things to be able to offer people as the total solution for helping them change their lives. Absolutely incredible. So I was really, really floored by all of that stuff. I hope you guys all know that we're going completely certified gluten-free for all the Shakeologies. That's going to be completed in 2022 for all countries. We should have all of ours completed, I think, by January for the US, and then every country after that. So also, job 1, oh my God, what a cool program for the like Christmas season, 20 minutes, 5 days a week. And her body was gold. I was like, whoa, I was so amped up about that. And I love the sizzle video already. So I know that they're going to do some really good marketing for us to really help get the word out, which is always really cool during the new year. So we're just starting 6:45. I hope that most of you are doing that. I did day 1 today and it was awesome. I'm so excited. I know that Becca and her team might be starting it a little bit in a couple weeks. Is that right? So I think we're going to have a pretty big group. I think I have like 25 or something people in my 6:45 chat, and it's been blowing up all day. So that always excites me. So job 1 is coming up, and 20 minutes a day for 5 days a week for 4 weeks. So it's a program that you can kind of do at any time. I also think it's going to be a great starter program for people. So that's going to be another option for when people are new. And some things that came to mind for me when I was learning about it. So I did hear that her say that the cycling part of it is going to be optional. And so basically Mix Fitness, because we merged with them for their bikes, they are going to be financing the bikes for people. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out for commissions and stuff like that yet. I'm sure there's going to be like probably a lump sum that you get for selling a bike, but I'm not sure how it breaks down for financing going through Mix Fitness. So we're going to have to like keep our eyes out for that. But there's going to be 2 options for the bike. So one is just the bike, and a second option is the bike with like a kind of a mini gym setup, which was really cool. So I wasn't expecting that, but what else did I see in there that I was excited about? Body is going to be awesome. So you guys all tried out Body. I don't know if you knew that, but if you did one of the summit workouts, that's what Body is going to look like with the screen out back. And people who sign up for the classes, like the time slots, they're going to be limited time slots. And so if you want to work out at 12 p.m. Eastern, you sign up for a class live with Amwala or Shanti, and you'll be in that class and you'll show up on that board, which is really cool. So I thought it was awesome that they kind of like snuck it in there that that's what Body is going to look like. And they weren't even telling us like, that's what the platform's going to look like, but that's what it's going to look like. So I was excited about that. Nutrition Plus members are going to get to try Body first in August. So if you're not a Nutrition Plus member, you might want to become one now, so that you can get in on the beta testing. We're going to be able to do daily passes. So when people are new and they want to just test us out and the program's out, they can buy a daily pass from us and we get a commission for that. So that's going to be a really cool thing to offer and something simple. So I think I'm going to replace my free workout that I hand out with the daily pass and be like, hey, you want to try it? Here, you can try the daily pass for $7 to try all these workouts if you want. You can work out all freaking day. I don't care. So that's what I'm going to tell people. And I'm going to kind of replace that free option with that so that I can capitalize. So that's going to be a really awesome option. If they post Moira Kusaba's talk, she was the top coach for this year. If they post her talk in the coach office, I'm going to have everybody re-listen to it. It was incredible. I don't know if you heard it, but she's never been my vibe really. But when I heard her talk at Summit, I was like, you know, maybe I got to give this chick another chance. She's super inspiring, but I've also been a coach for 4 years. And so she's changed a lot over the last 4 years to become the top coach, which was really cool for me to see too. Okay, so the main themes of Summit were consistency, which I feel like we talk about that all the time. So consistency with your own journey, and that's the leader. That's the leader of your journey, of your business, because if you don't have your own journey under control, it's going to be really hard to share it. So I heard a lot of them say, get your own transformation. Now, whether you're there or not yet, be working on your transformation because you can show the process and stay in your own lane, keep your blinders on and keep going. So the other thing that I heard everybody talk about, and Marcus Collins was the keynote speaker, he was talking about branding yourself. Every single coach mentioned, tell your own story. So when you guys read our posts that or whoever coaches that you're following that you're inspired by, and you read their posts, really look at how they're telling their story piece by piece. That's how you guys need to start telling your story. And if you haven't started that yet, or if you're a new coach, take some time when your day is off or something and really write out your story, what you feel your story is, and start taking chunks of that and writing posts about it. I want you to, we're going to do an exercise in just a second about pain points, but choose one pain point every single day that you're going to post about. And that's how you build your story online and how people want to continue to follow you. So I think that's pretty much it for all the main themes. I heard a lot of them say, show up like you want your team to show up. That one hit home. I want you guys to think about that, soak that in, and see what your coach is doing. If your coach inspired you, then think about how they're posting, how they're sharing, and start aspiring to start sharing like that in your own way with your own details. Okay, so I'm going to be looking down a lot for my notes for the rest of this because the visualization exercise and stuff. So I wanted to just have you guys all type in the chat right now, what is your why for coaching? And we will come back to that. But right now, what is your why for coaching? Type that in the chat. I'm going to call on one person to tell us their why, and we're going to kind of go over it. But I want you guys to think about this. So I've heard a couple of you, and I'm not going to name names because a couple of them are here, but a couple of you have kind of asked me some questions about helping getting in a routine, and also kind of alluded to, you have kids and I don't, so I might not understand busy. You're absolutely right. I don't have kids, but you're wrong that I don't understand busy. Okay. Your busy might look a lot different than my busy, but I think that what you all need to remember is that when I started coaching, and a lot of you weren't here for this, so maybe you missed it. And that's why I need to continue to tell my story for you guys to understand. When I first started coaching, I was at the busiest rock bottom point of my entire life as an adult. I was working 2 jobs as a nurse. I had one that was day and night rotation and one that was evening shift. So my schedule was all over the place. My husband had just started his own contracting company, and we were making, what just happened? Why is that happening? Can you guys see Kate's screen? Is that? Okay, we're back.
Sorry.
That's okay. Anyway, like I said, I had 2 jobs. My husband had just started his own contracting company. He was making $0 in profit for over a year. Just so you guys know, the money that we had to sink in to getting him started up in his business, we made no profit. And so everything financially was on me with my nursing jobs, and I was already burnt the fuck out. And so I was super stressed. I was eating nothing healthy. I was doing nothing healthy for my mindset. I was not working out, which I had previously been kind of a fitness fanatic. And I was just at total rock bottom. I felt hopeless. I felt stuck. I felt like this was never going to end. I didn't know if Ethan was ever going to make money in his business. And so I was in a really bad place, but I was really busy. We also had just gutted our entire house. So I had 0 clean spaces. So all this space that you see up here where I work out now, that was not a thing when I first started. I was in my living room pushing the coffee table out of the way with no walls and no ceilings. So I did not start with this crispy little life, I promise. I worked really freaking hard for it. And I worked in the cracks of my day. So I used to wake up at 4:30 in the morning when I worked day shift, and I would do my personal development, make my energize, drink it while I was doing my personal development, get to my workout. And I only did workouts that were 30 minutes or less because I didn't have any time for that. I meal prepped once a week for 7 days. So now I feel luxurious that I get to meal prep for 3 days at a time and eat something different for another 3 days. That did not happen for a year and a half for me when I first started. So you guys, I don't have kids. I will never understand what it's like to have kids unless I have them, but stop using your kids as an excuse and start using them as your reason for why you're building this life to get to a better place so that you don't have to be where you're at now. Now, your goals might not be to go full time like I have. They might be full time. You might not know yet. Everybody's going to have a different path, but we're all here because we desire the outcomes that this business can give us in some way or another. So what I can tell you is that if you are busy, this is made for you. You use your checklist every single day, check as many boxes as you can, show up, stop making it an option, and stop using your kids as an excuse to not go and do your business, and use them as your reason why you're showing up. Part of our jobs as coaches is to show up to our workouts, our supplements, our personal development. And those are our 3 top things that we need to be showing up for as a coach, right? That's a beautiful freaking thing, you guys. We get to show up for ourselves and our journey and share it. And that is our job as a coach. And from doing so, you will make money if you are consistent in it. You will build a business, you will build a team. I dreamt of a team like we have right now for a long time. And now when we go through this visionary, I'm now dreaming of even more for us. So this started really small, really busy, and I had no idea. I had no social media following, nothing. All of that was built in the pockets of time. So I wanted you guys to kind of remember that and understand where I came from, because I think a lot of you came into this in my chapter 100 and have not either seen or known. I think Becca might be the only one here who was there at rock bottom, because she was one of my first, because we were friends already. And she did Insanity years ago and inspired me. And I was like, I never forgot that bitch. Let's go. So that's how we got started in this. So anyway, that's a little bit more about me. Now back to you guys. So we are going to do a little, oh, I'm going to call on somebody. I'm going to call on Taylor to cook because she's kind of been killing it. What is your why for coaching?
My why is financial freedom. My husband and I are in quite a bit of debt. And when my kids get older to play sports and go to summer camps and stuff like that, I want to be able to afford it and not have to tell them no.
Awesome. So I want you to think about your why like this, and all of you take your why and reframe it in your head like this. On the days that you don't want to show up and do those invites and you don't want to follow up, you don't want to get up, you want to hit the snooze button, whatever it is that's stopping you from doing your work that day for your business to build the life that you're looking for, I want you to tell yourself, you know what, I'm going to hit the snooze button today because getting out of this major amount of debt and being able to afford summer camps and cool stuff for my kids in a couple years is not worth me getting up out of bed and doing my workout and sharing it. It's kind of a gut punch, right? So for me, in my first year, my why was to quit my nursing job because I could not physically stand to work another night shift. I used to throw up on the way to work. That's how awful it was for me. And so whenever I thought about hitting the snooze button, I'd be like, all right, bitch, you want to hit the snooze button? Guess what? You're working one more night shift for the rest of your life. So that is what I used to tell myself. And I'm telling you what, I got my ass out of bed every single day to do that workout at 4:30. And I shared it. And I sat in the parking lot at work and shared until I had to go in. And what I did during that time of stress was I leaned into this business instead of leaning out when I was stressed, because it's a positive community. And I knew that if I kept showing up, I was going to get to where I was going. And every month it grew. So that's a little lesson and a gut punch that I want you guys to kind of learn to give yourselves when you don't want to show up when shit's hard, because it's going to be hard. What we are trying to do isn't easy, but it's worth it. I can promise you that. And now we're going to do some visualization, and we're kind of hurrying through this. And I wanted to have about 10 minutes, which I'm a couple minutes behind, because tonight, Anita is having Carrie Schneider on her call. She was a top 10 coach this year, and she's a single mom of 2. So you can't follow her on social media because she's got a private account, but she's pretty badass. I've heard from her before. So I want you guys to check that out. You can find that Zoom link and password on Anita's page called the Inspire Empire. So right after we get off this, I'm going to hop on there. So, all right. Everybody take a couple deep breaths and close your eyes and just trust me. I know nobody wants to close their eyes on the internet, but just close your eyes, take a couple deep breaths in and blow them out, and just kind of start to clear your head and put your why that we just brought out, put that in your head. Now I know that I don't have a meditation voice, but I'm going to try my hardest to be quiet. And I just want you guys to know I'm super grateful for everybody here. I'm really, really proud of the work that everybody's put in. And it's such an amazing feeling to know that you're surrounded by women of all ages, shapes, sizes, colors, everything. And we're all just so badass and cheering each other on and committing to each other's goals. Now take a couple more deep breaths, and I want you to think about this question. If time and money were no object and you had it all, what would your life and your business look like? Take a couple seconds to think about that. If time and money were no object and you could have a nanny for the kids, have an hour and a half to wake up slowly, whatever it is, what would that look like? How would your day start? Would you have coffee by yourself? Would you read a book? What would your daily schedule be like? Would you sit down to look at what the day held before, like what was going to happen in the day, or would you kind of just ease into the day? Who would be around you? Who would you be talking to every single day? Would it be a couple of besties? Would it be spending time with your spouse or partner? Alone? I'll throw that in there. What would your house look like? I know for me, my house would be completely finished. My husband's a carpenter. That may never happen, but that's okay. But in this visualization, I'm visualizing my house being completely finished, having the furniture that I want, having a deck that has a cover out back. I would also personally have a cleaning lady and someone cut the lawn. What would your family be doing? Would you guys be able to spend time together every day intentionally? Would you sit down to watch TV? Or maybe your goal is to have family dinners together. Maybe it's to go on weekend trips together. I know for me, I can't wait to go on weekend trips with Ethan and rent Airbnbs once a month. That's one of my goals for us. Will you be traveling, going to places that you've been dreaming about or that you see on the internet and you really want to visit? Just being able to take the time and go on a trip, not worry about the finances, just go and have fun. What's your stress level like? I know this is a really big one for me. When I've been thinking about this lately, I still hold stress in a lot. So I've been working on deep breathing in and out and making sure that I'm really aware of my stress levels. Where will your business be at this time next year? Where will your business be at this time in 5 years? Are you completely automated? Are you someone who eases into influencing other people? One of the things that I'm trying to work on is making sure that I'm having fun online still and not just all business, business, business. So what does your business look like? How much money are you making per week? Who will be there in your business? You think you'll be surrounded by some of these people? Can you envision other people, some people that you have as friends maybe that haven't quite joined you yet? What will you be doing at Summit next year? Next year, Summit is going to be live for the first time in 2 years. Will you be standing up on stage? Will you be one of the speakers on stage, one of the keynote speakers? Will you be doing some of the trainings for some of the Emeralds and Diamond coaches? What is all that going to feel like? Are you feeling proud, excited, happier, accomplished? Will you be on the Success Club trip with Becca and I? Can't wait till you guys are all on the Success Club trip. I want you guys to picture us all as a big team having a professional photo shoot. We're all probably going to be wearing some kind of matchy, probably some jeans. Come on, let's face it. Some dark jeans. And I'm thinking probably a black tank top because that's my go-to. All of us locked arms and just shutting down one of the street blocks so that we can get our pictures taken. Being able to use all those pictures for our business to grow them. Really joining together and bonding as a team. Will you be full-time coaching? Will you be really paying down your debt? Will you be affording things for your kids that you can't now? Will you be in the best shape of your life? Will you be influencing other people to change their mindsets? Who will you be next year? Hope that this is helpful, and I hope that you guys start to use some of these questions and do some visualization of your own. I know that it's something that I avoided because I'm kind of a squirrel, but it's something that's been really helping me kind of set the tone for my day. So if you can sit down every morning and take 5 minutes to take a couple deep breaths and just go through some of those questions and ask yourself, and you guys might add some other questions to it, really start to visualize where you want to be next year at this time in your business and in your life and who's around you, and what you think is what you say, and what you say is what you become. Okay. All right. So I hope that was helpful. It's really nice to see you guys. Oh, thanks, Becca. I love that too. I have all these questions written down, and I suggest you guys do the same. And I'm happy to send them in the chat too if you want these questions. And I'm gonna go over to Anita's call. But do you guys have any? What do you guys have anything that you took away from Summit that I didn't bring up? It was awesome. It's gonna be even better live. So if you're thinking about it, just pull the trigger and go. I promise you will not regret one single moment of it. It will be so much fun. And if you don't go, you'll be there the next year. I can promise you that, because the FOMO will be for real.
And
All
let
right.
us know when you get your ticket so we can add you to our chat.
You got it. All right, ladies. So hopefully I'll see most of you over on Anita's call. It's going to be pretty fire. Have a good night. I love you all. Bye.